The Department of Justice filed to dismiss seditious conspiracy convictions for several people involved in the January 6th, 2021 attack at the U.S. Capitol.
Now, if approved, the convictions for members of two far-right movements, the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers, would be vacated. Fox 4's Stephen Dial in studio to explain. Stephen?
Heather, President Trump has already commuted the sentences for many of these individuals, including Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes, who lives in North Texas. The latest move is seen as a way to wipe the slate clean after the violent attack on January 6th. Our cameras spotted Rhodes in downtown Dallas a few weeks ago as part of a counter-protest to a No Kings rally. In 2023, he was sentenced to 18 years in prison for his role in the conspiracy to stop the certification of the 2020 presidential election. Rhodes and his followers traveled to D.C. and stockpiled weapons at hotels in the Virginia area ahead of the violent attack at the Capitol. When President Trump returned to office, he released Rhodes and 11 others from prison, but the felony conviction still remains on their record. Now, the Department of Justice is looking to vacate that conviction. I talked to former federal prosecutor John Helms about what is next in this process.
Those people were appealing their convictions. So what this filing yesterday does is it asks the Court of Appeals to essentially dismiss the appeal or vacate the appeal, send it back to the trial court where the Justice Department will ask them to dismiss the indictment. The result of that would be the convictions wiped out.
Is this a common practice that the DOJ is filing paperwork to vacate a sentence?
No, it's not. Normally, that happens in rare situations where maybe there's some new evidence that shows that the person is really not guilty, or some sort of extraordinary circumstances like that. But it's very rare. And so it's not something that happens very often.
Helms said that the Court of Appeals still has to agree to this, and then it will go back to the lower court. Now, if both courts approve it, Rhodes and the others will have their right to own a gun and other things restored. In the filing, the U.S. Attorney's Office said that in the executive branch's view, it's not in the interest of justice to continue to prosecute this case or cases of other similarly situated defendants.